Super Smash Bros. Melee. My childhood in a nutshell. This game is so much fun. I poured hours into this game, and this is the second in the series, which, being a huge improvement from 64, that's insane. I mean, the game is just fun and still looks great. I'm kind of surprised that it even looks good at all still. I thought it was going to look like garbage after playing Smash 4, but I was sorely mistaken. It has an art style of its own. It's kind of hard to replicate. The game itself is pretty fun. All in all, if you take all the items into account, even though the footage really doesn't have me playing with items, because items is more fun when you're playing with friends than it is with computers, because computers will flat out cheat, so I might as well just turn off all the items and play it like I'm playing competitive Smash Brothers over, properly playing it. I could probably get some friends to play with me, but that means I have to play on NetPlay, because, I really like this game, but the problem here is, it was before the time of online gaming, so, gotta put up with having people next to you to play the game, or you have to get it on an emulator. Since emulators are a touchy topic, it's not really a good idea, but you can still play it online. Granted, it's not as fun as playing it together with someone else, but it definitely makes me less salty to lose in this game over Smash 4, because losing in this game, surprisingly, is less... what's the word I'm looking for? Embarrassing? I don't know, I feel like in Smash 4, it's extremely, damaging to your reputation, whereas in Melee, you feel like you legitimately got outplayed, and you don't feel like you've been cheated. But then again, Melee is really technical and has a lot of exploits. And by a lot, I mean depending on the character, of course. There's the universal exploit, which is wave dashing, and not a lot of characters can utilize that universal exploit, at least not well. Very few characters have it to be extremely useful, and the one with the best wave dash, Luigi, he is not that high on the tier list, but he is notably, consistently one of the best lower tier characters when it comes to consistently placing pretty well in tournaments, so kinda gotta love Luigi. This has to be probably the most longest living Smash Brothers game. I mean, besides maybe 64, but I mean, the one that gets the most spotlight is Melee. Because let's be honest here, Melee is the best of the series, at least the best to play. Because, yeah, sure, you may not have the technical prowess to, properly pull off short hops and, stuff like that. Maybe you're not quick enough, but there's always a character for those type of people. All the stigma surrounding Melee is always, oh, you have to be really fast because Fox McCloud is he's the only character. In Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, you have Zero, and he's he's top tier, and he's execution based, but Fox is just like Zero. You don't have to play him to be good. They're execution based characters. Therefore, if you don't like playing execution based characters, just play someone else. Other people can consistently rolling over my tongue there, consistently take down Fox, Marth, Sheik, Falco, Falco is basically the anti-Fox. In the footage, you see me playing Fox and getting my butt partially whooped. And as far as that, I mean, it's really fun, and I do play Falco. I mainly go for Falco. I main, if I remember properly, well, if I may remember properly, I do play this game a lot, but like, I only play it when I kind of feel like it, because I have, again, no one else to play it with. I play with the computers, because that's all I have. I just set them on the hardest setting, and it's a 1v1, and usually I play on like hack packs. This is the vanilla Melee. This isn't a hack pack, so the AI isn't smarter. It's just stupid. It's stupid, but it also has tactics that somehow still work. Like, it's ridiculous. Because there are many petty nickels in the AI. The AI does a lot of upbeing. It's not even funny. Like, I'm fighting Ganondorf, and I do it for giggles, because Ganondorf can send you flying. It's just kind of for giggles, because, you know, I actually need a character that can, you know, kill me, because for the most part, the only characters that can consistently do that is Captain Falcon, Ganondorf, and Fox. And Fox can only do it in the hack pack, not in this one. This one I can kind of handle Fox, because the AI is not as smart. But back to the characters that I main. It's Falco is my main. My secondary is Luigi, and my pocket is Samus, because I really like Samus. But I think the character I played the most is Luigi and Mario. I did like Fox, but you know, this was before. I liked him way before he was considered top tier. So I mean, and I thought he was pretty shit character. I thought he wasn't that good. So, but that was just, you know, I was a kid. I didn't know how to utilize tools. I wasn't good at fighting games. I was in the button mashing stage. Well, actually, in Smash Brothers, I wasn't much of a button masher. I was more of the general melee player of dodge, grab, and throw. I was the general Marth player, or Roy, your boy Roy. For pretty much the skilled Roy player, I would just run around, grab, throw, occasionally attack, and then just keep doing the run around. So that's what I would do. But that's just me. Now, back to the game. It kind of sidetracked very far. The game's graphics, even today, still look really good, which is surprising to me, but also not, considering the game went for more of a toy type of look. Like, the characters look like toys. We're not gonna get around this. They do look like toys. But the fact that they look like that is what keeps them looking timeless. Because that's, you know, it looks fine. I mean, Ganondorf still looks kind of scary as hell, but he looks like a really terribly done action figure, which it's funny. The game only has, like, if I remember correctly, like, because I'm like paraphrasing the thing, but I think if I remember, it's 1, 2, 3. There's like 5, or there's like around 5 legal stages in tournament play. I play every stage because it's fun. Of course, with no items, because again, no friends, and I don't feel really like I've been beaten properly when it's the computer and items. Whereas, like, if it was like with a friend, I would be like, that was fun. But with the computer, I just get extremely salty. Not as salty in Smash 4, but that's because Smash 4 is literally filled with broken items, and we're not. This is why no one likes playing Smash 4 with all of the items on. Not saying nobody likes playing it with the items on, just not with all of them on. You're gonna turn like a good half of them off. Whereas in this one, you're probably gonna leave them all on, because most of the items in Melee are non-offensive, and, well, I say non-offensive, but just non-cheap, like extremely cheap. They require some level of knowledge, which you can learn through just straight up throwing the item or just mashing the A button, like a madman, and watching the CPU in adventure mode, which, you know, is, oh god, I yawned, is something I missed in Smash Brothers. I miss the adventure mode, and I miss the good classic mode, which is disappointing, because Sakurai went with the whole, in the newer one, he went with the whole classic, not the classic, he went with the whole category system. Here, it has more of its own unique system, and, I mean, I'm not showing it, I'm just showing gameplay footage, because really, I'm not gonna think that far ahead for a video. But you can clearly see in the footage I'm getting my butt kicked. But basically, classic mode and adventure mode have the same setup settings where you have easy, normal, hard, intense, and then you can set the amount of stocks you have. I know for adventure you can do it. I don't remember if it's for classic. I played adventure a lot. I didn't touch classic that much. As for the rest of the game is pretty asymmetrical in balance. There's a lot of balance issues. For example, Fox is pretty broken. We're not going to get around this. He has his shine comes out frame 1 and he's invincible frame 1. Same for Falco. Fox's is more devastating though because it sends you downwards. Falco's is just the reverse. Literally, it's coded in reverse. So that's great. You know, there are a lot of like really cool things in this game, like L canceling, which, you know, I'm kind of sad not to see return in Smash 4 because it's like L canceling of all things is the most non-offensive of all of the things that were in Melee, because L canceling was in 64, so it would have been cool to see that return, and that was kind of removed in Brawl, and then they added tripping, and then they made dash dancing impossible in Smash 4, which is terrible. And this isn't really like a review of Melee, it's more like a overview or more of a retrospective of what I think of Melee, and I really like Melee. And if I was to give it any sort of score, I guess I would give it, I wouldn't say it's the best game in the world, but like, if I was to give this, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to give it 2 scores. A personal score and an objective score. Personal score, I give the game an 8 because it's a really good game, and I really like it, and it's like childhood feels. Like I've spent so many hours unlocking all the characters and getting all the trophies. This game was like hours and hours and hours of like my life. It was just, I say my life, but I mean like hours and hours of me playing my GameCube. As for the objective, it gets like a 7. It ranks below because, you know, it's a good game, but it has a lot of flaws. Half of the characters are barely useful. If you want to play competitively, which, you know, I get this game's not supposed to be competitive, but, you know, you're going to design a game that's like a fighting game. It's going to be competitive in nature, and it's always, they're going to turn it into something, so Sakura shouldn't have been surprised that it became a thing to play this. And, you know, wave dashing is not really a glitch. It's an exploit in the system. A glitch is a result of something that was unintentional. An exploit is something that the creators knew was in the system or didn't know was in the system, but it was a result of a mechanic and way the mechanic worked. And because of the way the mechanic worked, it didn't cause anything game-breaking or anything that destroyed the game in some way, shape, or form, but it just, you know, changes the way you play the game. Which you could say it's somewhat of a glitch, but the dev team was aware of wave dashing, so they left it in. So, you know, Sakura is aware of it, and he was like, just leave it in for this one, and then took it out for the rest. So yeah, that's my thoughts on Super Smash Bros. Melee.